Good afternoon. Happy Moving Monday. This is Marcia coming at you from Williston, Florida. And today is our 59th day, almost 2 months now, of our Light a Red Candle campaign. And the campaign is all about educating people around peripheral artery disease and the fact that walking is the very best medicine we can do for PAD. It actually grows our collateral blood vessels in our lower legs, which are nature's natural bypasses. So there we have it. Anyway, today I greet you all. I hope you're having a wonderful afternoon. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about willpower and habits. And I know I've struggled some with walking due to the pain in my foot, and sometimes I just got to grind on through. But let's break it down a little bit. So it takes willpower to build a habit, but the thing about willpower is that it's a renewable resource. So what I mean by that is that it can be depleted easily. And so if we're spread across the board with all of these things that we want to do and things that we want to accomplish or things that we want to quit doing, we're spreading our willpower very thin and it's not very effective. So the trick to building a good habit is to take your willpower, no matter how little you have, and concentrate it all on one tiny little habit. And so I do mean start small, like walking. Okay, well, I can only walk 2 minutes a day, say. Instead of wording it that way in my head, I can turn it around and tell myself, all right, I know I can walk 2 minutes a day, and I'm going to do that. And you do that, and then it becomes this habit where you're not even thinking about it anymore. That's the thing about a habit, is that you're on autopilot. And so some habits are bad autopilots, and some habits can be very healthy, good autopilot habits. And the trick to starting it is pick something small, break it down. And so I'm going to talk about Qigong now with this idea, and how to build a good habit with using the willpower I have focused on this one little goal. I'm going to tell myself that I'm going to practice Qigong, say, 30 seconds a day. 30 seconds. What's that in a day? I mean, my gosh, I could break it down mathematically. But, 24 hours in a day, that's a lot of seconds. So make it small. Say, I can do 2 minutes of it. All right, I start from there. And the way you can build a good habit, so it doesn't take as much willpower, is to do something that they call a cue habit reward loop. And what is that? Well, let's break it down. Okay, so let's say I have a habit in the morning. I get up every morning and I make my coffee, autopilot. That can be my cue. It's something I do every day. I don't have to think about it much. And while my coffee's brewing, which might take 5 minutes, I can go, oh, I can do this 2 minutes of Qigong while my coffee's brewing. And after I do my two minutes or 5 minutes or however minutes of Qigong that I'm able to do, then I can have my cup of coffee. And it creates this nice reward loop. And so you can pick little cues throughout your day, little times throughout the day, like say maybe you come home from work and it's quiet, nobody's home yet, and you can Set aside, that's your cue. You come home, it's your quiet time. You can do 2 minutes of Qigong. And you slowly build it up that way until doing Qigong is this habit that you just do. You don't even have to think about it anymore. And it's something that becomes, from my own experience, it makes me want to do more of it because I feel so good. Because not only like in the morning have I gotten my coffee, but I've done some Qigong. And so I feel good, not just from the coffee, but because of the Qigong and getting my energy going. And so that's a wonderful way to think about habits and our willpower. Another thing you can do is like, listen, part of building good habits and mastering something is, let's face it, part of that whole process is failing. There's going to be failure along the way. Some, you might fall down, whatever. Well, don't beat yourself up about it. Don't focus on the fact that, oh my God, I slept off for a day and I didn't do what I was supposed to do. No, just stop and restart your little tiny small habit again. Pick another cue that works. Maybe you've done the same habit for so long that now you're sick of it. Well, change it up. Maybe learn a new form of Qigong. There's so many different kinds of Qigong that I can't possibly ever get bored. And listen, I skip around with my Qigong and different styles of it because I do get bored. It's like, all right, I'm tired of waving hands. Yeah, let's change it up. Let's keep it exciting. Let's play with it. Let's have fun with it. So, those are a few thoughts I have about habits and willpower. And so now what I'd like to do is I'm going to show you 2 different Qigong movements again this week. And they're 2 very vastly different forms, actually. And the first one I'm going to show you is sort of similar to what we did last week. We did this movement called Supporting the Heavens, where we came up. It was very flowing, like cursive writing. Well, this one is called Lifting the Sky, and it's more like block form, like, you print a letter and there's a separation between each letter that you write, where cursive writing, it's all connected. There's more of a flow to it. But this one is going to be more like printing, and it's called Lifting the Sky, and it is one of the best, most medicinally healthy moves that you can do in Qigong. It's very calming if you have stress. It's very good for building your energy up and making you feel revived. So let's break it down. First off, we want our feet about hip width apart, which is, it's about, if you took your foot, put it out that way, and then moved it out to where the end of your toes went, that's about hip width apart. You can play with it. I call this part finding my happy feet. And last week I showed you a longer progression of an opening and closing movement. And it can actually be sped up because once you get in the zen and the flavor of finding your happy feet and your happy heart, you can find it faster. It's like you recognize it faster. So let's check in. Smiling from our heart, relaxing from head to toe. And now relax everything twice as much. Now, the first part of this move, there's 4 parts to it, is we're going to be in our Wu-Ji position with our tailbone kind of tucked and relaxed so that we feel balanced and kind of lightweight on our feet. Our spine can feel stretched and our chest can be open. And we raise our hands up. push them down. Inhale as you come up and stretch on that top one. It's one of the few exercises where it's good to stretch your shoulders up. Then relax your hands as you come down, exhaling. And you'll notice too that my head, my nose kind of moves with the movement of my hands and arms. Don't stretch so much that you feel tense and exerted by it. It should be a feel-good stretch. So 1. Exhale through your mouth. Keep that jaw nice and relaxed. You can break this up into 4 breathing parts or 2. So you can inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, or just do it twice. Inhale, exhale, pause. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. So let's do this a few times. I'm not going to speak. I just want you to feel it. Get in the rhythm, get in the flow of how your body feels with your spine, stretching with the inhalation of your breath coming up. Oh, lifting that sky up there, good stretch. And bringing all that good energy down from the sky, right back to our lower dantian. Your feet don't have to feel locked to the floor. You don't ever want to feel like you're locked to the floor. You always want to feel light on your feet. So check in again with your feet and your heart. And let's do 3 more. Very good. Now, check in again. How do you feel? You feel a little more energized from your breath. You feel a little bit taller. You're stretching. Your feet feel light. Your heart happy. Check in. How do you feel? And let's come back to stillness. And slowly flutter your eyes open as you reconstitute your energy down in your lower dantian, coming back to the outer world, refreshed, revived, and ready for it. So that move is called lifting the sky. It's very much like supporting the heavens that I showed you last week, but it's more of a block form. And I love that stretch at the top. Ah. So play with that move some. Now the next move I want to show you is something that will look very familiar to you if you've been following me with the Tai Chi for arthritis and fall prevention. And this move is called double dragons, playing with a pearl. And for this one, you want your feet a little wider apart, about shoulder width, whatever feels good. Play with it, swing your hips around so that they're loose, tailbone's nice and relaxed, your shoulders open. And now let's take our chi ball, our pearl, it's the pearl. And these are the two dragons that are going to be playing with it. Two hands. The two dragons are holding the pearl. And now I'm going to turn to my left and flip the ball. Come back to my right and flip the ball. Just get used to that motion. You can imagine yourself drawing a figure 8, an infinity symbol with your hands. As the two dragons are kind of holding the pearl together between them, playing with a pearl. It can be a big, beautiful pearl, about the size of a basketball. And if you notice too, that my weight shifting on my hips. I go from one side to the other, flipping the pearl between the dragons. So I can get into this nice flow. My hips are feeling loose. And another thing that's different from Tai Chi with this move of Qigong is that I don't have to be so slow, because the idea here is to feel the flow. Feel that flow. Play with it. Rock side to side, swiveling those hips. And you can even go the other direction. If you notice, I was going with my pinky out. Well, I can lead with my thumb instead. And it really doesn't matter. Just find what feels best to you. Play with it so you feel the difference between these two energies. Because there is a subtle difference in the shift. And my breathing is spontaneous, meaning that I'm not structured on breathe in here, exhale there, breathe here, exhale there. It's just flowing. I always exhale through my mouth, with my jaws relaxed. A smile on my face, which makes my heart smile. And if you notice, even, you can even walk around doing this if you want to. Keeping those knees bent, keeping that tailbone nice and relaxed so you feel that stretch in your spine. Your chest is open. Inhale that joy. Exhale all of the detriments in your life, the dust bunnies that you don't need. There's things that accumulate in our monkey minds. So let all that go. Let it go in that flow. Infinity. You can play with it, slow it down some if you want to. And then bring your feet slowly together as you reconsolidate all that good, happy energy that you feel flowing back to your energy engine, right here, right in your lower dancing arm. Come back into stillness. Feel that energy flow. Feel it from your head to your toe. You feel it down in your feet. Little rivers circulating all the life force blood that we need to get down to all of our toes. And you feel it pulsing up the chest, up to your brain, into your arms. And you feel that energy bubble surrounding you, all of the goodness, all of this good, healthy energy that can be revived, it can be grown, it can be cultivated, can be manipulated and focused where we want it to go. We can direct the flow. Let's come back to stillness again. Feeling it. Check in. Relax. Let's consolidate that energy now. Coming back to our center, our breath and our balance. Refilling our energy engine, our willpower to build good and better habits, little small habits that turn into big, big, beautiful successes. Little habits that we can smile upon, grow confidence. And the experience of going, I did that and I know how it feels. Feels good and I know I can do this. Now, flutter your eyes open. Come back into the world. Just smile. Smile on your face. Smile on your heart. Greeting. Let's walk around again a little bit to get reacclimated to the real world. Whatever the real world is, the outer world, I should say. So there's definitely an inner world of flowing energy that we can tap into with a little bit of tiny practice every day. Just even start with 60 seconds a day. Wake up. Stretching when you get out of bed. Take a second to tune in and say thank you. In that little 30 seconds, you can do all that and then say thank you and show me what's on the menu of life today. Then go make your coffee and do 2 more minutes of Qigong or Tai Chi. Telling you, little habits no willpower burned up to do them because you've done them so long and they feel good. And you want them to continue to feel good. And I think that's all I want to do today. I want y'all to go home and play with these 2 different moves. Maybe, do one move for about 2 minutes and then do the next move for about 2 minutes. Do an open kind of check-in thing. We always open with checking in, relaxing from head to toe and getting in that Zen spot, that happy place where we feel our inner energy. And then always closing, bringing it back home, consolidating our energy so we're prepared for the day and we're rejuvenated. So with that said, I thank you all. Have a very lovely Monday.